Salute to all the Patreon members. I want to thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to me. All the subscribers, all the new viewers. If you guys could do me a favor, I don't have the links available right now, but I will after this live. So if you're watching this, the uploaded video, check out the links in the description box below for the Patreon page. Link is in the description box below. Brand new video was posted up the other day, and I will post up a brand new video in the morning at around about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. All right. Link for the Facebook page in the description box below. Check that out. Join a group full of like-minded brothers that are doing the same thing, traveling, sharing their experiences, sharing articles. All right. Links in the description box below. Anyways, so let's get to it. Salute to J Bones with the early $4.99 super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Always been a supporter. Man, let's get into it. So I'm on the road right now. I don't have my computer in front of me, so I can't really show pictures right now. I'm out the country. I don't have my computer. I'm on my phone talking about all this. So you guys can Google all this while I'm talking. All right. Suzo, welcome to Dooneyville. Been following you for a long time. Never thought I'd see the day you wouldn't be burnt out with Canada. I am burnt out with Canada. I'm not here. I'm not here for pleasure. All right. I'm not here for pleasure. Everybody on Patreon knows why I'm up here, but no, I'm not up here for pleasure. All right. But thank you. Anyway, let's get into it. So Emmanuel Macron, however you say his name, this man is the president of France. All right. I believe he's like 47 years old. And this man is married to a woman named Bridget Macron. Okay. Bridget. Now, Bridget, I'm not going to call her ugly because she's not. Bridget is like 72 years old. Bridget is 25 years older than this man. I've seen older pictures of Bridget. She actually looked bad back in the days, but that don't really count. You wish somebody who was old enough to be your mother, right? And she probably thinks she's your mother, right? Y'all getting off I know it's not called Air Force One. You know, it's not called Air Force One. But hold on, let me turn this off. How do I turn this off? It's not working. Anyways, damn it. Anyways, you're the president getting off the plane, right? I don't know what time of the day it was, early in the morning, late at night. I don't remember. The press is outside. They're waiting for you to get off the plane, as normally what the press does in comparison to what we see out here in America. So this country, they're doing the same thing. All right. And while the door opened, it looked like the pilot opened the door. All right. So they got the steps on wheels, whatever you call that, connected to the plane. All right. Security's outside. The pilot opens the door. Soon as he opens the door, you get mushed in the face by your wife. All right. But luckily, she mushed your face in the direction. It's like she mushed your face to the left. And as soon as your face turned to the left, That's when, you notice the door was open. Oh, okay, then, the press, the media's there. They see us. Then you go off camera for a quick second, and then you come back out with your wife. So I don't know if you went off camera to be like, hey, man, get it together. The press is outside. You just mushed me in front of them. Or maybe he yoked up real quick and then, she got her mind right and came outside. I don't know what happened. All I know is, man, you got a has-been on your arm, 25 years older than you. Her looks has held up. I'll give her credit. Her looks has held up. And it could have gone left. You could have pulled a Dana White on her. And you see, like, if he had been President Donald Trump and he'd have put a Dana White, you would have never heard the end of it. All right. But since this is France, a lot of people kind of they would accept this man retaliating, getting his lick back, swift justice, defending himself. You hit me, I hit you back, because it's somebody of a different country. I don't know how France would have handled it, but in America, they'd have talked about it for a while. But it's another country. Everybody else gets a pass for the obscure behavior in other countries. We don't get a pass for what we do over here. What we do over here, it gets dissected and analyzed under a microscope over here in America. All right. So it's women like her. I don't know what it was about. We could be having a conversation, and let me say this real quick. It seems like when you're married to somebody that old, it seems like either, I don't know who she is. I don't know anything about them too. I just know that he's the president. Sounds like you married into a family that probably got you in the position that you're in, or seems like you might have married some sort of supermodel who was hot like 40, 50 years ago. All right. And as a little boy, used to jerk off to her. She might have been like, the Marilyn Monroe of France at that time, when he was a little boy, going into the bathroom, pretending he taking a shower, jerking. He got the water running while he jerking off over the toilet, in the bathtub. Parents think he in there taking a shower. This boy come out still smelling like ass. He smelled like ass going in the bathroom. He come out smelling the same way coming out the bathroom. Because he's thinking about Bridget. Whatever her maiden name is. All right. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know anything about them. But either her family got you in that position, or this was a has-been supermodel from back in the day. Regardless of it, man, y'all are married, and a woman shouldn't be putting her hands on you. Right? The thing about it is, she seemed like she's this comfortable putting her hands on you. Either she's this comfortable putting her hands on you because, either this is what y'all do, y'all put hands on each other, or, you just have a violent woman as a wife. Regardless, we don't need to know all the backstories of how this got to this point. This woman needs to be under the same level of scrutiny as P. Diddy, damn near. When we saw that hotel video, she needs to be under the same level of criticism as P. Diddy, because people came out talking about, nah, they beat each other up. The world don't matter. All right. Well, the world doesn't care. Excuse me. Not the world don't matter. The world doesn't care. The world didn't care. They took that, like the nucleus of this whole court case, court dealings, this open court case where anybody could just walk in there now. This RICO that's turned into a domestic violence case is centered around this videotape. All right. Same thing needs to happen in this situation. It needs to be investigated. Now, I know the title of this video is, hey, Emmanuel Macron is the reason why men are getting their passports, right? Well, I should change it to Emmanuel Macron's wife is the reason why we're getting our passports. So I'll adjust that in a minute, right? Even though France is one of the most popular destinations of the world that people get their passports to go to, right? He has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's stuck in this marriage, right? This is a political marriage right here. Being the president, getting a divorce from a woman who mushed you in the face, it would seem reasonable, but you never see this in politics. It's almost like as soon as you're in politics, you really can't divorce until your term is over, right? I don't know what a divorce, like a politician, a president, a dictator getting a divorce, I don't even know what that looks like. Maybe throughout history, modern times, that may have happened in some country. I don't know about it, but I don't even know what that looks like. All I know is, man, you put your dirty, geriatric, bingo card flipping, vanilla pudding, sugar-free Jello vanilla pudding fingers all up in my face. And it's like, if I'm not doing anything to you, we just having a conversation or whatever, right? And we're married. You're married. And let's say there's no prenup like you, Travis Hunter. Then it's kind of like it's damn near a win-win situation. See, women, they feel emboldened doing this shit to you when they have children by you, when they're married to you, especially when there's no prenup. A man married to a woman of power, status, and means, you've never put hands on her, you having a conversation, and she mushes you like that, and you're married with kids and no prenup, you lost. It doesn't matter if you see, and the crazy thing about it is women on the internet, they're laughing at this man. They know if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't be a laughing matter. But this is how the world is, right? This reason right here is why men don't want to get married. Women are in 5-10-year relationships with men and they're not getting married. They don't have any kids, right? They're approaching 30, they're over 30. They don't have no kids, right? This is the reason why, because I'm in more than just a relationship with you that's binded by the government, right? Our union is binded by the government, and you just mush me. Even if I gain sympathy from the court, okay, damn, this woman was violent. All right, I'll grant you a divorce, but do you have a prenup? No. Well, in this case, regardless if there's a prenup or not, and there is domestic violence, a domestic violence report in this case. So I will grant you the house, the cars, but there still needs to be a separation paid from this woman that you're in a marriage with, that you don't have a prenuptial agreement with. She still gets something at the end of the day. Somebody put their hands on you. They don't deserve nothing. in certain countries, somebody puts their hands on you, you have the right to defend yourself, whether it be lethal or non-lethal, right? The lethal way, especially in a situation like that, they're going to say, hey, man, that was way too much. You took it too far. But, ma'am, you shouldn't have put your hands on this man. See, the reason why I say men are getting their passports is because when I go to Panama and I'm around the brown skin, big booty, pretty feet, pretty face, did I say big booty? Let me say it again. Big booty Latinas in Panama, right? And somebody mushes me in my face like that, hopefully it's nobody at Cafe Photos bar. Hopefully it's some chick I met off Tinder that mushed me in my face while we was out and about. That way I could send her on her merry way and go straight to Cafe Photos and deal with some happy hoes, happy cooperative hoes for $100. And then I could take my passport and go back home, and I won't scratch Panama off the list, but it's like I can go someplace else where there nicer women at. Okay, this bitch crazy, or the bitches over in this country are crazy, pushing me in my face. Okay, I don't have to deal with them no more. You don't have to one-up them. You don't have to get your lick back. Leave them alone. Get on your plane. Go to the next country over. Right? What y'all saying in the comment section? She was a teacher at the school he went to. Her daughter was a classmate. Yeah, it's some freaky shit going on between them. They met when he was 15 and she was like 4. Yeah, they freaky. Patreon is fire, by the way. Thank you. His response was that him and his wife were joking around. Nah, that wasn't no joke. His face. Nah, that wasn't no joke. If they were joking around, they would have came out holding hands, laughing. We're just playing. She would have cleaned that up. I am not joking around with a Threes company, an extra on Threes company. All right, come and knock on my door. I'm not messing around with no. I mean, don't get me wrong. She looks good for her age. Some work has probably been done, but it's like, what's a 72-year-old playing around like that for? What's a 72-year-old playing around like that? You throw your hip out playing like that with me, right? I don't believe what it is that they're saying. They trying to clean it up. They're gonna have to do some damage control. And women like that, she probably feels like, man, she probably hasn't even apologized. Remember what I said in the last live stream. Kevin Samuels mentioned this when he was alive. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. He said, man, when men cheat or they do something wrong, they get sent to the doghouse. When women do shit like this, acts of violence, and I'm only talking to you, where do women go? What's the equivalent of a doghouse for a woman? All right. And he went on to say there is none really. I bet she don't feel sorry. She probably making him sleep on the couch. She probably still mushing his head in the privacy of their home. Right? This is why you need to get your passport. I'm not just speaking for American men. I'm talking about Canadian men, Men over there in Europe with these low fertility rates over there, right? The women ain't giving it up. Book your flight because, all right, I go to Thailand, some woman mush me. Some woman mush me over in Pattaya, right? She's doing herself a disservice mushing you. She'll never get it together. She gonna mush you in her face, and she living in a home with no insulation in a tin roof. Her roof is made out of tin, mushing you in the face. All right, I go back to Bangkok. All right, I go to Chiang Mai. All right, I go to Phuket. All right, I'll go to Vietnam. Okay, I'll go to the Philippines. You see what I'm saying? I can leave you where you're at and not have to go through the court system to separate this binding that we have with each other. Right? I don't have to hear about your name no more. And that's a good thing that the fertility rates is low because, man, y'all are dealing with some rock'em sock'em women out here that want to put their fists up to you. And if y'all got kids with each other, like, hey man, I'm gonna have to end this relationship. I'm gonna have to end this relationship. Right? Then it's kind of like, man, when the kids come around, it's like, damn, forever you have to hear about what your mom is up to. Forever. I don't give a damn to know what your violent mother is up to and the new sucker that she's with. That's really why I don't want to have kids, especially in America. You paying child support to a violent woman, paying alimony and separation pay to a violent woman, and it's caught on camera. And I don't know if they got kids. She probably too old. I don't think they have kids. I don't know. She looked like somebody that would get with him and want adoption. And now you paying child support for an adopted kid. Right? You forever have to hear about your ex, your violent ex. When you got a passport and you traveling and you got a peace of mind, you don't have to worry about that no more. You go to the DR, okay, damn, these women, they kind of talk a little slick. I don't know, I'm just giving an example. You go to the DR, they kind of talking slick, mushing you in the face. You know what? Maybe the women over in El Salvador got their mind right a little bit, right? Maybe the women over in Costa Rica got their mind right a little bit. Maybe the women over in Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Peru, just maybe they won't mush me in my face when I'm trying to have a conversation with her. And if so, I leave the bitch there and move on. I just won't go back no more, right? I'm not trying to, you don't have to show nobody all your assets, right? All your bank accounts, all your investments, all the means of money that you're making to a courthouse. I don't have to come up with none of that. I could just leave in peace and deal with another big booty Latina chick someplace else. Right? Michelle Obama was just on a podcast talking about how she would love to stay over another dude. Yeah, I saw that. And she said that to a white man. A white man. He's like, he's a. I'd be disgusted if Michelle Obama invited me to a podcast and said that to me. Yeah, we just want to know, like, what's your dating life? Are you single? If I were to be, don't even put yourself in a hypothetical situation with me. Put a bad bitch in a hypothetical situation with me. Don't put yourself. I don't want that image in my mind. All right. I don't want a woman with the face of Bill Duke with that image in my mind. You know, the dominant society been calling him Michael for years. Michael Obama. She had 3 kids before she met. Man, that's disgusting. So they got a simp. She know who she with. They got a simp. Well, I almost said the White House. What do they call the house in French? The baguette house, the croissant house. Boy, them Africans, they love going to France and getting that's all they talk about. Oh man, oh my God, oh, I'm in France right now. Oh my God, they got the best croissant. Brothers in America, we don't give a fuck about a croissant. An African, boy, an African will Paul busting his drawers talking to you about croissants in France. The LC Palace. Okay. See, I don't know anything about over there in France. Oh, yeah. Them oh man, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The croissants over in France. It is the best croissants in the world. It's oh my God. You do not get fat off of them. It's much better. I do not feel tired after I eat croissants in France. Or I eat croissants in France. I get energy from croissants in France. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Fuck a croissant. They go on and on and on about these croissants. But you see what I'm saying, man, is when Dana White slapped his wife after she slapped him. They're having a conversation. She's being wild, belligerent in some nightclub. She slapped him. He's trying to get her to calm down. She slapped him. Then he slapped her back. He faced mild criticism for that. This man probably would have faced mild criticism for that also. But, you know, she know who she's with. That shit probably turns him on. That looked like it turned him on. You know. I bet her children is not really that proud of her. It's just like, damn, you know, I want this hoe to lose, but she just keep winning. Right? The kids, you know, their fathers just like they feel sorry for the dad. The kids is like their classmate is fucking your mom's now. Like, what the hell? This fool becomes president. Now she becomes the first lady. It's like, God damn, this whole just won't lose. I bet her daughters talk to her in like a very stern voice. What the fuck do you want? Damn, I can't call my daughter. It's Christmas. I haven't spoken to you in 7 months. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. Bye. I know the children feel a certain kind of way. She probably got the kind of children where it's like they got the money now And it's like they renounce their names and anything that has to do with the mother. No, that's not my mother. I don't, you must be getting me confused with somebody else. They don't want no parts of her money and nothing. It's just like, yeah. They probably feel a certain way about it. The only reason why their last name is different, see, it's like you said, it's a feminist country. So if they had a mother they loved and respected, and she was married to, the president, whoever the daughters would have got married to, they would have made the man change their last name. Like, I ain't changing my last name for shit. You take my last name, bitch. Right? But they only changed their last name to their men's last name just out of spite from their mother. You see what I'm saying? A hole just keeps on winning. Right? It ain't like a Kardashian mother. The Kardashians and Jenners, they kind of feel sorry for their mother. The dad, he passed, that's sad. Of an illness, that's sad. I'm not even trying to make light of that or make a joke out of that. That's sad. She went on to marry a new man, Mr. Olympian. This man was on the Wheaties box. Made money together. This man's he's a woman now. So it's like, damn, mom just can't catch a break. Now she got her a youngin'. Right? She trying to keep up with him. See, he's not trying to keep up with her. He don't really have to. Corey Gamble ain't really got to do much to keep up with her. It's like, I'm black. Yeah, I got grays, but I'm black and I don't have wrinkles or nothing. This woman keeps ironing out her face to keep up with him. They a little turned on by that. Mama getting plowed by a brother from Atlanta. But see, your daughters ain't proud of you messing around with a classmate that so happened to F around and become president. And you left dad. Now, I don't know if the father passed. If he did, that's sad. But even if he did pass, it's like you get with my classmate. Out of all the people in France, you get with my classmate that you taught. You see, these women are predators. So you don't think this woman is violent? You've been a predator. You've been eyeing your victim ever since he was a little boy. You was his teacher. You probably fantasize about riding this little boy in high school. And he just messed around and became president. So if a woman could sleep around with her, what used to be her student, yeah, she violent. Yeah, society love her. Women are the real abusers. Women are always talking about, these little, when they go on these feminist rants, all the abusive men. And I'm like, who are you talking about? Who are these abusers that you talking about? I don't see women with black eyes, busted lips walking up and down the strip like that. Right? I see women abusing men every single day. I see women using men as baby, they're the baby makers every single day. You just saw Travis Hunter getting married with no prenup. In the comment section, they said, man, this brother must be under a spell. You know what? And people are kind of predicting his downfall and what might happen between them. Why? Why are people predicting that? Because we've seen it so many times. We see this thing play out so many times, over and over and over again. We're just used to it by now. Women sleeping around students in these middle schools and high schools every single week. I mean, you've already seen the millions of other teachers get arrested already for doing that, and now years later, you want to get involved with that, thinking you slick. If a woman could be a predator and prey on a student, you don't think they would be violent also? This man, Emmanuel Macron, he's under a spell. Man, you the president of France. I know you could fly. Secret Service could fly some hoes in for you. I'm not, no, man. Somebody who's violent around me, and truth be told, that man, she could have cost him his livelihood, his career, his position as a country's nation. And then on top of that, it's like, man, when I'm in these meetings, these foreign relation meetings, and I'm meeting up with other, the leadership from other countries. So now they laughing at me, especially Trump. You meet up with the Middle East, African nations, Asia, they all laughing at you. As soon as you walk through the door to negotiate a deal, they he keen and ka kind. I apologize. I apologize. I didn't mean to. It just came out. Right? Why would a man want to get married and end up being treated like that? Y'all know my mother and my father, they still married to this day. Right? My mother talks crazy to my dad. But hey, that's the life you chose. I look at that and say, that's not going to be me. My dad, sometimes he's asking like, damn, so you're not getting married, you don't want to end up growing old and alone. Man, I'd rather be alone and stress free and, just pay to deal with hoes. As long as you got a bag, you could always get you a bad bitch from somewhere. Pay to mess around with a hoe every once in a while. Besides having somebody who's supposed to be your teammate next to you talking crazy to you over everything you do. Mad about how you drive, mad about where you parked in the parking lot. You know, mad because you had a piece too much salt to the food. Mad because the TV's too loud. Mad because you read too much. Mad because you're not reading enough. Just mad about everything. Mad about the clothes you got on, the cologne you wearing. You in the shower too long. Why are you wearing that? I remember Bernie Mac talked about that. Come here. Why you over there? Sit down. Turn the light off. Turn the light on. Shut the fuck up. Who wants to deal with that? Who wants to deal with modern women today for the rest of their life? It's gonna mush me in my face. Man, he almost caught a charge. I don't know, man. It ain't gonna be me. I don't want to be attached to no woman for the rest of my life. If I do, then it's like it's no marriage, no kids. We just, we just doing lame shit together. You know, and we get busy in the bedroom every once in a while. You're not gonna have a kid attached to me and ruin my life. No, no. That's when it gets worse. When kids and marriage, and it doesn't matter if you're the president of a nation, they will mush you in your face. You got other countries threatening you, right? With tariffs and immigration is getting out of control. Border patrol needs to be, needs to be tightened up. Families are getting broken. We need to come up with new war strategies. The economy's collapsing. AI is taking over the world. And your wife, you got stressful decisions that you got to make every single day. You barely get any sleep. Other countries are threatening you, and your wife mushed you in your face. Talking about she was playing. She don't even say sorry. Hey, my behavior is inexcusable. You saw what happened when that video came out of Puff. He got right on the internet and said, it didn't even say, it didn't even seem like it was a sincere apology. We was like, man, I was fucked up. I was in a dark place. At least he said something to what kind of sort of sounded like an apology. This woman said, nah, we was just playing. That ain't what you thought it was. I ain't mean it like that, y'all. He's a big boy. He can handle it. That's just how we get down. What? So, look here, man. Even if you got a wife and kids, man, leave that bitch in Africa. Like May said, cut a bitch off for a week and let her know what she missed. Just don't have kids or get married. Man, stop impregnating these women. Stop getting married to these women, because they'll become out of control. They'll become out of control and they'll ruin your life. And you can't even defend yourself from it. Why? Because you're in love. Because your dumb ass is in love. You in love with a 70. This woman gets senior citizens discounts. What did Bubba Dub say? He's like, this woman can't even eat solid food, and you get mushed in your face by her. So, anyways, man, I'm not making this live too long. Salute to J Bones for the $4.99 super sticker. Salute to Dooneyville. Salute to Ozzy. All right, and salute to everybody that tuned in. I appreciate it. I don't know if I have time to do a live stream tomorrow, but I most definitely will make a Patreon video in the morning. So around about 4 or 5 in the morning, I will make a Patreon video. All right. So after I end this live, look for the link to the Patreon page in the description box below. And I'll see you guys over there on Patreon. Thank you.